Hello. You're gonna have to excuse me today. I'm taking all of these lozenges and things like that because my throat is still really sore from last week. So bear with me 1 second while I let some people jump on. I'm gonna be like drinking water and using lots of throat lozenges today. My throat is still really sore from the weekend. So I'm trying to kind of keep it okay for all the trainings that I'm going to be doing this week. So, excited to be back. Woohoo. I'm really happy to kind of be live. Hey, Sarah. Yay. Glad you're live. Today's going to be awesome in between me sucking on lozenges and drinking water and all this kind of stuff, because the topic I was actually going to cover today, I'm not covering. I'm going to cover it tomorrow. Not because it's not a cool topic, but because actually I was on a call this morning with a client of mine and we were talking about coaching models, and it was really interesting because one of the things that I'm seeing quite a lot at the moment with regards to marketing and how people are marketing is that they're using the Fomo method, which for those of you who don't know, it's the fear of missing out. Now, it's really, really interesting because actually I was kind of thinking about it after the call, and I was like, well, you know, how often do we really see FOMO marketing? Like, what does it entail? What does it mean for people? And I was looking around, and I was literally looking this morning, and I'm somebody that has incredible shiny object syndrome. Like, I will buy anything anybody puts in front of me. If it's got a good sales pitch, then I'm in. Like, it doesn't even have to have any more than that. But I was looking at something this morning from a big coach. I was kind of looking at it. I was really excited. I was thinking, okay, this is really cool. Lots of other people are in. It's going to be huge. It's one of those things where everybody else is doing it. And then I kind of checked myself and I was like, hang on a minute. Just because everybody else is doing it, does it mean it's necessarily the right decision for me? I've also just realised why I've actually got wet hair because I left my hairdryer at the hospital because I'm an idiot. So if you're wondering why I have wet hair, then it's because I left my hairdryer at the hospital. Or rather, Sam left my hairdryer at the hospital. We'll claim that it's his fault. Hey, Nicola. Nice to see you. So today I'm talking about FOMO marketing, so fear of missing out marketing. And this morning and I did this myself this morning, so I know exactly how everybody's feeling here. Clicked on my emails, I saw this email from a big coach, and I was like, oh, I really have to do that. Really cool course, really exclusive, little mastermind kind of thing. And I was thinking, okay, well, I'm really excited about that. Everybody else is doing it, so I must have to. And then I was, luckily, I guess, I went onto a client call, and she was talking about things that she's been pitched in the last few weeks. And I was saying, well, you know, you have to make sure that it's the right thing for you. You know, whenever you move forward in your business in any kind of different area, whether that's speaking, sales, as an author, whatever it is that you choose, you have to make sure that actually it's the right thing for you and that any course that you take is going to benefit you. And we were looking at the kind of reasons that you would enter into new coaching. And I was thinking, and in the back of my mind, I had this kind of course that I was like, oh, I want to sign up, because everybody else is signing up, in the back of my mind. And then I was thinking, okay, but actually, does that model work for me? And so I got off the client call, and we kind of were talking about coaching models and why you would work with specific coaches. And I went and I looked at this course, and I was thinking, actually, do you know what? That isn't for me. And the reason that it's not for me is because this person is absolutely incredible at what they do. They are a revenue generating powerhouse, but they work 24/7. And that doesn't fit in with my life, and it doesn't fit in with my philosophy around business. You know, my business funds the lifestyle that I want to have. And for me, that means not working late into the evenings. That means not working at weekends because I want to spend time with family and with Sam and with friends and, you know, that kind of thing. It means not getting up at 4 a.m. because I don't want to do that. And I mean, some people would call me lazy. I would probably call me lazy. Then actually, I didn't leave the corporate world to create a business that was just as difficult or just as time consuming and meant that I'd spend even less time with my family than my corporate job. because I'd already worked 80 hours a week. I already knew what it was like to miss out on big occasions and family birthdays. I knew what it was like, and I do know what it's like to be glued to a BlackBerry or a laptop or a phone and not get to experience cool things. So when I was looking at this model, the marketing and the hype, I guess, around it was, if you don't sign up, you're not cool enough and you're not going to be part of this huge up level and group thing. I kind of looked at it and I was like, I don't want to be, because I don't want to be that person that says, oh no, I'm really sorry I can't go out for dinner tonight with my friends because I'm working. I don't want to be that person that has to get up at 4 a.m. every morning to do things that I don't really enjoy, and I absolutely get that we should work hard. And I think, yes, there are stages in your business, for example, launches, or when you're first starting, when you're creating something new, that yes, you'll work a lot harder and you'll probably work a lot more hours than normal. But do I think that that's a sustainable model for me forever? No, I just don't want to do it. I want to spend my weekends paddleboarding and out in the sun. And, for example, my week next week, Wednesday I'm spending in London. I've got a day intensive with a client there. Thursday I'm flying out to Geneva in Switzerland because I've got a day intensive in Geneva. I'm staying overnight with Neve Chromo, which is so exciting. I'll be taking lots of photos. Me and Neve will be live streaming together next week, which is awesome. Probably in my flares. Then I'm back on Friday and I've got an evening out in London for a kind of party for a company that I used to do a lot of consultancy work for. And then on the Saturday, I've got a morning breakfast with some of my old case study clients in London, central London. We're going out for breakfast, we're going to have a really nice time. So, that for me wouldn't be possible if I was having to get up at 4 a.m. every morning to do whatever. I don't want to be an internet marketer. I want to be somebody that's good at marketing my services, but ultimately I want to be somebody that's good at managing my time and working smarter, okay? And that was really important to me to kind of go through today, because I think there are a lot of people in this group. Yes, Nicola, you didn't start your business to work 24/7. Freedom and flexibility is key. We all see this message all over the place. And we all kind of buy into, I want the laptop lifestyle. I want to work from anywhere in the world. I want to, do anything that I want. I want the freedom to travel. I want the freedom to spend time with my friends and family. But I want you to think about, are you actually creating that? And take a good hard look at what you're doing and what you're buying and the money that you're investing and the time that you're investing and courses that you're purchasing. Because if you are buying from somebody whose business model is work very hard all of the time, weekend, evenings, that kind of thing, that's the model they're going to be teaching you. So if that fits with you, if you're somebody who's like, I love working, I'm obsessed with my business, and I want to be working on it all the time, great, that is the model for you. And being taught by somebody like me wouldn't be useful to you. If, however, you're thinking, okay, well, actually, I've got a family and I've got children and I've got a husband and I've got people I want to spend time with, and actually my weekends are kind of sacred because I like having time away to regroup and be myself, then maybe those courses are not for you. And that's a realisation that I only had this morning. I have been there. I've been someone that's bought into the hype of all these courses. I've been somebody who's been like, oh my goodness, everybody else is taking this academy and that academy, and so I should be involved. And they haven't done anything for me. And it was only when I realised this morning, when I was actually talking it through with the client, that they didn't work for me because I don't want that business model. Okay? That's not to say that they didn't help. It's not to say that I didn't learn anything from those courses. It's not to say that I didn't learn some cool techniques. But actually, I run a business that is a lifestyle business. And what that means to me is that, yes, I'll get, I'll do multiple six figures easily. And, this year I might even do 7 figures, and that would be awesome. But actually, the key thing about my business is that it supports the lifestyle that I have and that the lifestyle that I want to have. So if I need to travel quickly, I can. If I need to be flexible, I can. If I need to, take a weekend out because I'm, sick or because I want to go to a party or whatever, then it's not an issue. Okay, and that's what I really wanted to talk about today. So when you're thinking about marketing your own programs, this is what I kind of wanted to follow up on, is think about how you are marketing and what kind of solution are you actually selling people. Are you selling them a FOMO solution, a fear of missing out solution, or are you actually empowering them to make the decision on their own? Because FOMO marketing looks something like, okay, this is your option, you only have X amount of days to make this decision. If you don't do it, then you're just not ready to up level, you're not ready to see, big expansion in your business, X, Y, Z. Again, there's no right or wrong here. Please be aware that I'm not saying any of this is wrong, it's just not a style I identify with. Or are you marketing your business in an empowered way? Do you want to put in the work and see X, Y, Z results? If so, then I'm probably your person. If not, then let me recommend other people who might be able to match your personality slightly better. Okay? So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of fear of missing out marketing? FOMO marketing. I think I'm going to make that a term. I think it would be cool. FOMO marketing. Yeah. Every time I say it, it makes me laugh. I've got a cough sweetened, so I'm really sorry if you can hear it like clicking on my teeth. Then I'm sorry, but it's keeping me talking, which is nice. So, what do you guys think about fear of missing out marketing? Do you guys buy into it? Is it a marketing strategy that you guys find helps you make a decision quicker? Does that kind of sense of urgency and fear of missing out and seeing other people, buy into it very, very quickly, does that make you buy? Is that something that kind of triggers you and says, yes, I need to be involved and I've got that kind of social credibility that I need from the urgency and things? Or is it something that turns you off? Do you feel like you stand against the crowd, that you want to be part of a community, but that you want to be part of it on your own terms, and that you want to be building the business that you want or the business someone else wants? Sarah, I love this. I haven't got my glasses on. I don't know where they've gone. There we go. There's me asking people to comment, and I'm like, oh, I don't know where my glasses are. Sarah says, I think it's valuable when it's done realistically, as in you actually have 2 spaces left, or you're retiring that course, but it's so overused. It's for FOMO. Fake fear of missing out, especially with digital products. Facepalm. Yes. Yeah, totally agree. I think for me, FOMO marketing works in one sense, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been totally stalking online over the weekend because I've been in bed eating ice cream. I've literally been obsessed with people's sales funnels. So I've been kind of creeping around and looking at things and looking at courses that ended last week and seeing whether the cart is closed or if it's not, and things like that. And actually, I got really pleasantly surprised by some courses which had said, okay, we end, cart closes on Friday. And I went and clicked on the link on Sunday morning, and the cart was closed, and it just said, oops, you've missed out, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like that style of marketing, because to me, that identifies with me. That's honest, that's full of integrity, that's really interesting, and I prefer that. Then I saw some that were like, oh, okay, the cart's closing on Friday, but then we're still going on. You could click the link and you could still purchase it, and it was like, okay, yeah, cool, you can still have the bonuses and stuff like that. Now, I totally believe if you haven't sold out your course, absolutely keep selling it, keep doing it. But I would do it in a way that is filled with integrity. Like, if you get to the day before or 24 hours before your course, your cart is due to close, and you want to sell more spots, then I would be honest and be like, do you know what, there are still more spots, this is what I'm going to do, add in an extra bonus, add in more value, add in something that could take people to think, okay, I sort of want to buy it, or from, I sort of want to buy it to, I have to have that now, it can even come down to a question or a case of answering people's questions, getting on Facebook Live. Have you got any questions? Why haven't you bought the program yet? What is there that I still need to answer for you? Where do you need reassurance about this? What is it that you're struggling with? I would much prefer to see that in the industry than, I'll just leave the sales page up and keep emailing my list and encouraging them to buy something that I'm telling everybody is closed. It's all about being in alignment. Sarah, there's also Fomo Lite. I love that. Fomo Lite, which is this course is closing the class for a year. We open again next spring, so it's much better for me. Yeah, actually, I really like that, and that's something that Marie Forleo does really well with B School. And that there are lots of other courses kind of like that that aren't ongoing courses. Things that I probably see a lot in this community would be Marie Forleo's B School, would be Becky Dixon's CCC, would be the program that I'm running with Susan Kate at the moment, which is the SaaS Business Academy, where actually we will only run it every so often. We will only have that intake once a year or twice a year, because we then have to run the course and get everybody through the course to do the next intake. So it's, that actually is really cool. Nicola, I think when it's done authentically, it can help people make a decision rather than procrastinating. So often it feels like it's not authentic, and anything fear-based turns me off big time. Yeah, I totally agree. Anything fear-based turns me off. Not because, weirdly enough, and someone said this to me the other day in a group, they were like, oh, well, fear-based marketing will always work. And I said, well, for me it just feels a little bit shifty. For me, it doesn't really sit well. And they said, oh, that's your mindset, your mindset needs to be a lot more solid. And I kind of was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I think fear-based marketing comes in many forms. And I think one of the things that we're quite good at online at the moment about doing is saying, okay, well, if you don't do something, that's because your mindset is lacking. And actually that's something I really want to change, and it's something that definitely is not okay in this group. Because everybody in this group knows that this is a safe space. So if you at any point feel like you're not comfortable or that something isn't right, I would much rather that we were all very open and shared that in a way that was positive and empowering. I don't want to hear those phrases that, oh, well, your mindset just isn't that great, or you need to work on your mindset, because that's a very personal thing. And actually, mindset is a very powerful thing. But the only time that somebody will change their mindset is when they're ready to. Okay, and that doesn't happen with fear-based marketing, because if you imagine it's a bit like yelling at a dog. Okay, so if you have a puppy who hasn't been trained and you yell sit at it repeatedly, that dog isn't going to sit. Okay, because it doesn't know what sit means. It doesn't know what you want to do, and just because you tell it to do something, there's no reward there. It's not a positive reinforcement. It's just kind of like, well, that human is shouting at me, so I must have done something wrong, but there could be a million things to choose from. Whereas if you actually empower people to make a decision, much like a dog, if you give a dog positive reinforcement, I'm really sorry I'm using the dog analogy, but I'm a dog owner, so that's where we tend to go with it. If you give a dog positive reinforcement, recently I was teaching Max to lay down and roll over. We do lots of tricks in this house. And every time I have a sweet or a dog treat, or, we have these little like biscuits that we're supposed to use for training, and I show him what I want him to do, and I sort of, do the whole movement and everything, and he lays down, and then he gets the treat. And that's positive reinforcement. It's empowerment. So when I say to him, okay, lay down, he lays down because he's like, oh, great, I'm going to lay down, I'm going to get a cuddle, and this is going to be awesome. And that's what we want to kind of do with marketing. And that doesn't come from fear-based marketing. When we're putting people in that position of fear, and to clarify, I don't mean by talking about their pain points and identifying their pain points. I mean when we're talking fear-based marketing of, if you don't do this, you will miss out and that you'll never make any money kind of stuff, then there's no kind of like good, awesome feeling at the end. It's like, okay, phew, I got in and I bought that program and that's great, but there's no woohoo, I'm so excited to take that program and see huge results and be really involved and build the business that I really want to build, or have the kind of healthy lifestyle that I'm dreaming of. I think that's a really important thing. So that's kind of what I wanted to bring up today, was how are you marketing? Are you empowering people, or are you perhaps relying a little too much on the pain points that they do have. Because yes, it's really good to identify and understand where your potential buyers' pain points are, and it's really good to use those to show them, okay, I understand and I can empathize with you and I feel where you are and I've been there. But you also have to give them some kind of empowered outcome. This is your choice. It is your time to make this decision. I'm not going to sell it to you, because personally, if I have to sell somebody something, I'm going to have to drag them through the entire course, and that's not really what you want to do, and that's why on your discovery calls and in your marketing, you don't want to be proving, and I guess that's the wrong phrase, but never feel like you have to prove yourself. Okay, especially in marketing, especially in discovery calls, when people say, why are you different? Or, this, that, and the other, never feel like you have to say, okay, well, I'm better than XYZ because XYZ. Never feel that you have to kind of justify your business and the results that you get. Because if you're having to drag someone through a discovery call or drag somebody through your marketing journey to sign up to your program, you are going to have to drag them through that entire program. And that's going to be pretty painful for both of you. Okay, and the client won't see amazing results, and neither will you. And that's when relationships can be quite rocky and quite difficult. So just remember, when you're using your marketing, are you looking at them and their fear of missing out, or are you genuinely empowering them to make the right decision for them, their business model, how they operate, and the results they actually want to achieve? Awesome. My cough suite is like at the end. So, tell me your thoughts. I mean, what are you guys thinking? Do you feel like there are marketing strategies out there at the moment that make you just want to hand over your debit card or your credit card or whatever and say, yes, sign me up, because you've been empowered to make that decision? Do you think that there are marketing strategies out there that don't work for you, that that in your business you think you should have to use, but you actually kind of don't want to because they make you feel a little bit weird and uncomfortable? Talk to me and we can kind of spin them out and talk about them live. I always forget that there's a delay on Facebook Live. So, choke myself there on my water. But, if you do have questions around marketing, or if you do think, oh my goodness, there is a really cool marketing strategy at the moment, or you've seen a really, really good email sequence, or you've, been involved with other people. Sarah, fake scarcity really thoroughly cheeses me off. That was so unbelievably British. It cheeses you off. I love that. Yeah, fake scarcity is not cool. It hasn't been cool since the 1980s when, stockbrokers were using it. And if anybody has watched the Wolf of Wall Street film recently, which I do probably about once or twice a month, because I find it really entertaining and because it reminds me of all the things that I don't want to do in business, you'll know that one of the biggest tactics that stockbrokers and people who were selling kind of high-ticket premium stocks and bonds and shares and things on Wall Street used to use was the fake scarcity, and they were doing it about penny stocks. So they were doing it about things that people were trading in pennies for, and they were going, oh, there aren't that many stocks, there aren't that many opportunities to grab, and people were investing thousands in penny stocks, which just kind of panned immediately because there wasn't any scarcity, there was an unlimited amount, really, if you like. So I totally agree on fake scarcity. What marketing stands out for you as being really strong? Who do you see in the industry? For me, it's Amy Porterfield. Amy Porterfield could have my money all day long. Like, I would give her, I would buy course after course after course from Amy Porterfield because she's just really cool. And I sort of have a little bit of a girl crush on her because she's just amazing and all of her stuff's really cool. But she's somebody that massively over-delivers. I have never ever done an Amy Porterfield course and felt disappointed or underwhelmed in any way. I've always been like, oh my goodness, she gives such amazing value. If you take any of her courses at the beginning and you are in her private Facebook groups, she is in there all the time. you know, she's helping. She's really giving people tailored answers. She'll answer by video and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is somebody who's making multi-millions. And she's taking the time out to make a video for me to tell me what I should be doing with webinars or whatever it is that she's teaching. You know, so she's somebody that I would, you know, give money to all day long. Like, please just take my money and give me everything you have. Sarah, the people who also fake want to help you but always seem to be asking for the sale, especially email marketing. Oh yeah, those people, I love that. Yeah, okay, cool. I see, interestingly, I see a lot of the those tactics coming from internet marketers or people who are marketing product based things. I don't tend to see that as much on the service based side, but I think, you know, again, and that's the one thing that we kind of talk about in this group a lot, is authenticity and integrity, and actually helping people from a place of wanting to help people. Recently we did the Block to Book challenge in here, and I know that there was one of the things that I suggested was book free assessments, you know, that get to answer people's one big question, you know, and really give them that help. And I hear a lot of questions around, okay, well, how can I know when I've given too much, or I feel like I give too much free value? And I'm like, do you know what, you can never give enough free value. You can never ever give too much. It's not possible. And if you think, oh, I think I'm giving too much free value, you should be giving more, because you're probably not giving enough. And actually the benefit of giving free value is twofold. You know, you give free value, people can go away. You know, for example, the training videos that I've done over the last couple of weeks, people could go away, implement the stuff that's in them, and actually make big changes in their business. That's great. I love that. As long as they come back and they're like, hey Jess, I did this and it worked. And I'm like, oh, awesome, that's amazing. You know, and I get a real kick out of people succeeding. That's why I'm in the coaching business after all. Does that mean I'll never sell anything to that person? No, because the likelihood is that if your free stuff is that good, at some point they're going to buy your paid stuff. And that's what a lot of my clients say to me. I was probably, you know, I was looking at free stuff, it was really cool, I did this challenge, or I read this kind of particular, a lot of people buy like my passive income products and move on from there, but they will always come back and say, oh yeah, it was really cool, I loved the value that you gave, so now I want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. The other great thing about giving free value consistently and without any, not intention, but without any kind of expectation of purchase, means that actually you give more value authentically, but also those people tend to be really good messengers, and they will go out and they will tell other people about you and how amazing you are and all of the time and effort and energy that you've spent helping them. And what that actually means is that you're getting free testimonials and promotion all the time. So, you know, I don't see how free value can ever be a bad thing, but it always needs to come from that place of, I genuinely want to help and serve these people. Sarah, I really love Katerino's emails, really useful, not too long, comes from a genuine place and only asks for help, tells you about stuff for sale very rarely, if ever, as the primary email thrust. Yeah, I really like that. I've actually never heard of her, so I should definitely go and check her out, because I love watching people who are doing it well. And I think that's the thing, so often we can focus on the things that we don't like about it, and I think it's really important to identify the things that we don't agree with in marketing or in anything really, but then to understand, okay, well, what do we really like, and how can we embrace that side of it, that positive side of it, into our own business or into our own lives. You know, so it's really nice that actually somebody's sending emails that are really useful and they're actually benefiting people. You know, and that's something that everybody can learn from. If your emails are really, really long and they're always just pitching stuff at people, perhaps it's the time to change it up. If you're not making money in your business, perhaps it's time to change your emails. You know, make them shorter, make them a bit more snappy. You know, actually give people some value, direct people to somewhere they can actually be getting and seeing immediate value, and then expect that you're building that relationship from there. Awesome. What other things do people like about marketing, or who else do you know that markets in a really cool way that you just kind of think, yeah, I just want to be on their email list, or I follow them on Facebook, or I'm in their group because they just give value, or because their marketing is actually done in a really cool way, or because, you know, you feel like they're authentic, you identify with their message. What is it about their marketing message in particular that makes you want to buy? What is it that you think or feel when you associate with their marketing message? You know, for me recently, I'm trying to think about the last few things that I've bought to do with business, and whilst they haven't been coaching, because I've had a coach, so I'm, you know, kind of fine on that. When I look at the last few things that I've actually bought for my business, I've bought things that that I've needed, you know, that I've had actual value from. So recently I bought ClickFunnels because I'm doing this really cool thing, which I've kind of already spoken to you guys about, but I'm launching a membership site, which is awesome. It's going to be launched by the end of the week, which is really, really cool. And it's a big thing that I've been asked to do many, many times in my business, and I've just never had the time to do, and finally I have, so I needed something that could support it. But I was super impressed with the way that they marketed their service. You know, first you could sign up to a free webinar and watch what ClickFunnels actually did, and they gave you these cool funnels and things like that you could learn from. And then for the next 21 days, you get all these cool videos explaining exactly how you can create sales funnels. Even if you don't have ClickFunnels, it will show you different funnels that you can use, which I was like, this is awesome. You know, that to me is high value. It's something that gives immediate value and immediate benefit. The fact that I bought off of the webinar, I would have bought, you know, anything from them. If they'd have had extra stuff to buy, I'd have been like, yep, sign me up. Because I really loved the way that they delivered value. They didn't kind of go about it in a shady way. They were open that they were going to pitch ClickFunnels. They gave a shed ton of cool stuff on the webinar, and I was like, yeah, sign me up. Sarah, have you ever come across anyone you love to begin with, then realise their authenticity is just the same marketing ploy used over and over? Oh, that's an interesting one. No. I guess I'm lucky in that respect. I don't know. I think for me, I'm somebody that likes to believe the best in people. So for me, I'm like, if somebody says that they're being authentic, I like to believe that they are being authentic. If I see things from them that are inauthentic or that seem a little bit kind of creepy or, you know, shady, then they've probably lost me for life. I'm one of those people that apparently doesn't forgive very well. But I don't in the sales world. You know, for me, it's all about immediate value. If people promise to do something and then don't, if people promise to follow up and then don't, if people, you know, say they're going to send you something and then they don't, for me, that's acting out of integrity, and I'm kind of not okay with that. But what, you know, I see a lot of things in this industry that make me really happy about marketing, or make me really happy with authenticity and acting from a place of integrity, in that a lot of people will genuinely offer help and genuinely offer support. And I'm in a lot of Facebook groups where people will go out of their way to really help and support each other, and I think that's awesome. In terms of marketing, it's rare for me that I see anybody who is acting authentic, or is acting authentically and then isn't. But I'm interested in how that comes across, because I would always want, you know, my core values in my business, one of them is honesty. The other one is humour, because I think I'm hilarious. But, you know, the big thing for me is that whatever people go away thinking about me, they know that I'm honest and I work with integrity for the best thing in my clients. So I would be really quite upset if people thought that I wasn't authentic or that I wasn't being real, because that's kind of a core key pin. Is that the word I'm looking for? Key pin? I don't think it is, but you know what I mean. A key component, I guess, of my business is all about being honest, being authentic, you know, and showing up and doing the work, getting the results for people. What about anybody else? Does anybody have any people that they... Linchpin. Yes. I flipping knew it. I was like, key pin? What? I'm going to chalk that one up to being sick, but it's probably not. It's probably just my brain for like the week is like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing today. But yeah, you know, I think it's one of those things. For me, the things that make me buy, if anybody has a great kind of sales pitch, I'm always in, because I'm like, I love it when people can sell, especially when they're selling something that I want. The things that I love about really good sales or marketing strategies, for me, it's like, okay, well, is that person selling what I want? You know, for a start, because I have to actually want it before I buy it. I'm not just, I don't, surprisingly, and contrary to kind of popular opinion, I don't just buy everything. I buy a lot of stuff, but not everything. So, do they actually have what I want? You know, are they selling something I want? What are the results? You know, and for me, in the industry that I'm in, return on investment is huge. Okay, so if it's something to do with sales, marketing, or something that I'm not particularly good at, you know, VA services, anything to do with accounting, bookkeeping, that kind of stuff, then actually, yes, I do value that really highly in my business. If it's something to do with mindset, life coaching, that kind of thing, I also value those equally highly, because I value my life in the same way that I value my business. You know, I want them to have equal value. And that means taking time for yourself, and it means looking after yourself and your health and things like that. So actually those are things that I would buy quite often too. So, you know, it comes down to, do I want it? What are the results that I'm likely to get, or the return on investment? What are the work, or what is the work that I'm going to have to put in? You know, how many hours is this going to take out of my day? Because obviously what I don't want to do is fill up my diary with a bunch of things that I'm going to have to do a lot of work on when I don't have that time, you know, and if I'm working with clients and things. So it needs to be time effective. The other thing for me that it really needs to be is that I need to trust that person who's selling. So I'm probably somebody who wouldn't buy on the first webinar with somebody, but would probably buy on the second or third, because I like to know them. I like to join their social media following. I like to understand how they work. I like to, you know, kind of have that feeling about them. I go, oh yeah, they're kind of my friend on social media, you know. And I like to see other people's testimonials. So I am somebody that will probably lurk for a couple of weeks before I buy anything. And actually, when you look at mindset, that's really interesting, because a lot of my clients are people who say, oh yeah, I was kind of following you for a couple of weeks, and then I decided to take the plunge. And it shows you that you get what you are, effectively. You know, the universe, or whatever kind of higher power you believe in, will give you a mirrored reflection of what you are. So if you are somebody that takes action really quickly, you are going to get clients that take action really quickly. If you're somebody who, like me, who likes to get to know the people that you're going to buy from, then actually, you know, you might be somebody who has clients who come to you and says, hi, I've been following you for 6 weeks or 2 weeks or a week, and then I bought from you. So it's how you build up that trust and that relationship factor, and how quickly you do that will depend on how quickly you act and the message that you're kind of putting out there. I think the other thing that's important to me when I'm looking at marketing messages and when I'm looking at buying something is the person confident in what they're selling? You know, are they confident that whatever it is that they're selling will get results? Are they happy that, you know, actually me spending X amount of time, money, energy, or whatever with them is going to get me results, you know, and how do they measure those results? Is it going to be a measurable thing? Is it going to be something that's more quantitative based? And are there going to be any extra costs involved for me? You know, I remember the first time I interviewed a few business coaches when I was first starting out, and one of the biggest questions for me was, will there be any other costs involved? You know, I'll pay obviously for the business coach, but will I have to pay out for anything else? You know, will there be any other costs? And she was like, I've never had that question before. And to me, it just didn't make sense, because I was like, well, in business, I would always ask about extra costs. And so when we started outlining the costs, and she was like, okay, well, you'd need to look at Facebook ads, and you need to look at a VA, and you need to look at, you know, getting things designed and branded and stuff like that. And I kind of was like, okay, so the coaching cost now for me goes from, I can't remember what it was, but let's say $5,000 to $8,000 because of all the additional things. So, you know, just think when you're buying these things, okay, are they open about what they're selling? Are they open about any additional costs? Are they telling you about the work and time and energy they're going to put in? And are those things going to fit with who you are and your business and the kind of business and life that you actually want to create? You know, because if it's looking like, oh, you know, I feel a bit challenged by that, then great. But if it's like, oh God, I'm looking at that and I'd rather stick pins in my eyes, than have to kind of get up and create content for 6 hours every day, or, you know, get up and have to work out social media or Facebook ads or whatever, then probably don't do it. You know, that's the biggest bit of advice I could give to you with FOMO marketing, is that if there is something that feels like it's more than a challenge, so it's more than a stretch for you, but not necessarily in the best way, and you're feeling like, oh, this is overwhelming right from the beginning, maybe wait a couple of months and come back to it, okay? Because there's nothing wrong in doing that, you know. And me and Susan were talking about this recently. Obviously, we've got the SaaS Business Academy. It's a 6-month program. And we were saying to people openly on the calls for them, on the interview calls, look, we're not going to sell you the program. Either you want it or you don't. That's totally up to you. But we're not going to sell it to you, because we want people that want to be here. You know, we want people that are like, okay, I'm in the headspace where I feel like I'm ready to be successful, and I need a blueprint, and I need the foundations, and I want to get going as soon as possible. And so we were saying to those people, absolutely, we would love to have you on board, but that is your decision, and we're here to support you make that decision. But regardless of whether it's a yes or a no, we want it to be right. Nicola, not a great connection for me today. We'll catch up with the recording later. Oh, I'm sorry that the connection's crap, for want of a better word. I'll look forward to hearing what you think about the replay, because that'll be awesome. I'm frozen. Awesome. Okay, good. So, you know, that's kind of where I wanted to go today. I wanted to make sure that we were all looking at the fear of missing out marketing, and look at how you are empowering people to buy, whether it is through a genuine state of empowerment, or whether it is from, you know, that kind of fear-based marketing. And if so, let us know how it fits for you. Nicola, sometimes I've waited and found out the person wasn't the best fit. Yeah, you know, and sometimes I think that is the right thing to do. You know, sometimes if it doesn't feel right straight away, there is nothing wrong with being like, okay, I'm just going to wait it out. Sometimes it might not be right for you right now, and that's with anybody. You know, I know a lot of people who have jumped into coaching and who've been like, oh my goodness, this coach is amazing and it's brilliant and it's perfect and it's worked out really well for them. Equally, I get an awful lot of clients who come to me and go, I jumped in with a coach last time and I don't want to jump in with another one because I had a really odd experience, or it wasn't what I expected, and I feel like I should have taken more time to look into it. So I think, you know, make sure when you are looking at new programs, new services, that you do the research you need, that you get the reassurance you need, that you get your questions answered fully, so that you know in your own mind and in your heart and things that you're making the right decision. Because nobody can blame you for that decision, nobody can judge you for that decision, but it needs to be the right one for you. You know, in your mind, and your business kind of needs to be in the right place, or your life needs to be in the right place where you can actually benefit from that investment, and where you know you can put in the work and you can make the effort and actually see the results, you know. So that's what I kind of wanted to go through today. Are there any questions on fear-based marketing, or the fear of missing out, or how you market and how you feel like you come across to clients, or just anybody that's really good at marketing that you love and that you want to spend money with immediately because their marketing's so amazing? Anything at all? It's so weird to be on. So weird to be like Tuesday already. I feel like I've been gone for weeks, and in reality, I'm like, I've only been gone from live stream for like 4 days. My maths is terrible. But yeah, I would love to hear your experiences. I'd love to hear, you know, your kind of thoughts on empowered marketing, on how it makes you feel when you've seen a really good marketing strategy and you've ended up buying that product, program, service, how you feel about it when you've gone through that really good sales experience, and equally how you feel like you'd like to market your services and how you do that. You know, do you empower people to buy, or are you kind of bought into the fear-based marketing because you feel like it's the only thing that works? Do you need something else that could challenge that opinion, or that could help you sell more in a way that feels more authentic to you? You know, let me know so that we can kind of talk these out, and so that I can make sure I'm tailoring future trainings to the groups that they're all really useful to you, because that's what it's here for. Here to be useful. Even though I sort of can't talk today. So if there are any questions, let me know in the comments. If there are no questions, I will go and, well, at the moment I can't really eat anything, so I'm having to live off of yogurt and ice cream, which is what the doctor recommended. So apparently that's the healthy choice for me right now. Mars bar ice creams. They didn't actually specify Mars bar ice creams, I'll be honest, but but I've taken ice cream to mean Mars bar ice creams and yogurt. So if there are any questions on the fear of missing out, on fear of missing out marketing, on fear-based marketing, what a shame, ice cream. I know, Lizette, honestly, it's so hard. It's so hard, and it's so challenging for me every day to eat ice cream for breakfast, which is not what I did this morning with my Mars bar ice cream wrapper. Yeah, that's it. That's good, isn't it? It's also like 10 to 1, so I've had one Mars bar ice cream this morning for my breakfast, and I'm kind of okay with that because it makes my throat feel so much better. But I don't think it's doing anything for my calorie count. What will Lorraine say? Don't tell Lorraine. Please don't tell Lorraine. Because Lorraine will not be very happy. But in all fairness, the doctor did say that I had to have ice cream and I had to have yogurt and only liquid kind of things. I couldn't eat any like whole foods. Jane, value-based marketing is the only way I will consider buying anything. Yeah, exactly. You know, I think a lot of people actually feel that way, that value-based marketing is the way forward. Because actually when you can see how something's going to benefit you, or when you are empowered to make that choice, you're much more on board with whatever it is that you're buying, and you'll put more effort in and therefore see more return and better results. So I think value-based marketing personally is my favourite kind of marketing. So anything that leads me in with something that's free, that's freaking awesome, and then sells me something, I'm like, brilliant, great, sign me up. Because I'm that sort of person that loves seeing amazing free content, because I always think, okay, well, if their free stuff's this good, then their paid stuff must be absolutely incredible. That's the way I make my decisions. And, you know, in all honesty, that set me in really good stead, because I've worked with some really, really amazing people who all do that and all follow that model of give value, give value, give value, sell, you know. And most of the time I'll buy before they even get to the sales pitch, because I'm like, oh, I just want to buy whatever you've got on offer. whatever you have available to buy, let me buy it, because they've already educated me in some way, or they've already delivered value in some way. And that makes me want to learn more from them, because I see them as the expert, and I see them doing things that make me realise that they can add immediate value to my business or to my life or my health or whatever in some way. So I buy from them straight away. You know, it's really, really good. Cool. Any questions? Any questions on marketing, or what, you know, how you're marketing your business, or the kind of marketing style that you really like, or, you know, things like that. I think you get more repeat clients as it's authentic and full of integrity. Yeah, exactly. You know, at the end of the day, the kind of age-old phrase in sales is under-promise and over-deliver, and that's something that I aim for in my business every single time, because I would rather people entered into a program and thought, oh my goodness, I'm getting so much extra value than I kind of ever expected, than entered into it and went, oh, that's okay, but, you know, because who wants that feeling? That's kind of crap, you know. You want people to walk away from your programs and go, oh my goodness, that's amazing, you know, how can I do more? Nicola, and referrals. Yes, exactly. You know, if you're getting a lot of business, I love it. Don't worry, I did read referrals as referrals. Even without my glasses, I was like, I probably, in all honesty, thought it was an R anyway, because I can't see. But, you know, I think referrals are a great way of moving your business forward, and it's one of those things. I probably get between 5 and 10 messages a week from people who said, oh, so-and-so referred me, or I saw a testimonial in this group from so-and-so about you, or I've been in your group and I kind of like your stuff, and I like your weird photos of your funny faces. Which, I kid you not, somebody actually messaged me yesterday and was like, I saw your photos on your Facebook business page of me doing a kind of like really odd cross-eyed face, and they were like, I sort of want to work with you because you just look quite funny. So I was, you know, that person is obviously my ideal client because they think it's hilarious and I think it's hilarious. But it is all about making sure that you get the clients that you want by acting in the way that you want them to behave. So if your marketing is fear-based, and if you're saying to people, okay, well, one sec. If you're saying to people, okay, well, right now you're really stuck and you're really afraid and you can't make any money and everything's really difficult to you and you are going to be attracting people that are in a mindset of everything is really difficult to me, I can't possibly make this decision on my own, somebody else will have to make this decision for me, I want somebody to rescue me but I don't really know what I'm doing, and they won't feel confident or empowered enough to actually make that decision to purchase from you. Whereas if your marketing message is all about authenticity and all about empowerment, what you're actually doing is saying, okay, I believe that there are a few tweaks that could be made to your business to make it more effective, more efficient, make more money basically, but there are only a few tweaks, as there's nothing actually structurally wrong with it or with you. But if you buy this program, then I firmly believe that we can put this structure in place and we can help you use these systems to help you make money or see this bigger return on results. Then actually you're empowering them to make the decision. You're giving them the power to say, okay, well, there are leaky holes in my business that I want filling or that I want help with, and I'm happy to embrace change, and I'm happy to kind of get somebody else in who is the expert to help me with that particular area. And it's one of the reasons that I hire people, when I'm looking at coaches or when I'm looking at particular products or services, I buy things that are specific. I buy things for specific reasons. If I want to learn about Facebook ads like I did recently, I don't really take out Facebook ads, but I wanted to learn about them, then I will go and get a Facebook ad certification because I want to look at the revenue that I'm potentially leaving on the table from Facebook ads, whatever. If I feel like my marketing message isn't going through, then I'm going to go to somebody who writes really good copy and say, okay, well, could you take a look at my website? Could you tell people, from an outside perspective, what the journey looks like and whether that's a good one or whether I need to do some work, It's that kind of thing that I think we need to be looking at quite regularly, is what is your marketing message attracting and what are you attracting in the way that you are portraying yourself and your marketing message? And are you asking for clients that are empowered, that are ready to make big decisions, that are ready to invest financially, that are ready to kind of take action, see results, all that kind of good stuff? Or are you asking and marketing to clients who want change but are not in the right mindset, or who are not yet ready, or who are not yet ready to financially invest and things like that? So just think about that in your marketing and think about how you can empower people, how you can deliver mass value, and how you can really actually sell to people without feeling sleazy or icky or using those kind of techniques that don't make you feel good, by just being you and being authentic and delivering mass value to promote your products or services. Does that all make sense? I hope so. I'm like running out of water. Okay, are there any more questions? Has anybody got any thoughts on that? Has anybody got any thoughts on marketing, or fear-based marketing, or FOMO-based marketing, or how you market your business, how the kind of marketing message you have, and whether you think it's right for you? Anything at all that I can help you with? If there is, pop it in the comments. If not, I'll probably go and eat another Mars bar ice cream for lunch, or potentially chocolate orange yogurt, which is my other choice. I think there's a pattern here, and I think it's called my chocolate addiction. But since I can only have yogurt or ice cream, I'm going to, max out on it. And then next week I'll never ever want to look at Mars bar ice cream ever again, because it will just make me sick. But if there are any questions, any kind of thoughts on that, anything that you need to kind of get your head around, you want some eyes looking at marketing message, you want some thoughts on, the kind of marketing that you're seeing, and whether it's something that actually works or whether it's just the kind of norm that we're seeing in the industry and you don't want to use it, let me know. Pop me a message, tag me in a post in the group, let me know how you kind of feel about those marketing messages and how you want to change yours, and we can work through it in the group. That is what it's here for. It's here to help you, and the trainings are designed so that you can get the maximum value out of it. Okay, so if there's anything you need, let me know. Jane, as a mindset breakthrough coach and mentor, how do I promote my ideal client? That's pretty broad. So in terms of how you promote, I think in terms of, certainly the things that we've covered in the SOS group and things like that, obviously you want to be promoting on social media and things, but I think you do some really good stuff in terms of actually appealing to what the desired results and outcome are. And I think you also do really well in the supportive space, in terms of showing up and supporting others. I think what people in the online world are very, very good at two things. They're very, very good at showing up and supporting people, and they're very, very good at showing up and sharing. So they're very good at sharing video content or sharing things that could potentially be useful to people. What people suck at generally, and I'm totally to blame for this as well, is showing up and actually selling to people and actually making sure that people understand or know of or are aware of the paid offerings that you have so that they can actually buy from you. Because you can show up and support people every single day of the week, but if you don't offer them something to buy from you, they're never going to be able to buy from you. So it's always going to be a bit of a kind of conundrum. Does that make sense? So in terms of how do you promote your ideal client, obviously you would use social media, obviously you do everything that you are now, but if you find that you're not getting those clients or you're not getting them consistently or booking calls consistently, then you need to look at, are you offering them consistently? Are you offering spaces for people to book in calls with you? Are you offering them something clear to buy from you? Are you offering them a clear call to action on something to take from you so that they know what they're supposed to be buying from you or what is available from you or what's on offer? Does that make sense? I hope so. Does anybody else have any questions around promoting or marketing or your kind of marketing strategy, visibility, that kind of stuff, and around what you feel like you should be doing versus what you're actually doing? No? Yes? Maybe? I always feel like I should do like little actions about no? Yes? Maybe? Maybe I'll start doing that. Just for next time. Just for tomorrow. Okay, cool. I don't think there are any other questions. If there are, pop them in the comments. I'll be coming back and kind of checking on them anyway. But like I say, if you need help, if you need assistance, just post it in the group, tag me in it, send me a message, and I can help you work through your, the things that you feel like you should be doing, the things you need to actually be doing to make sure that you're marketing your business effectively and attracting the right people into your kind of tribe, your community, your circle, whatever. Okay? Amazing. All right then, my lovelies. Jane, as in I value being authentic and full of integrity, but I'm not sure how to get clients on board for discovery calls without being sleazy. Okay, I would, in all honesty, Jane, I would go back and I would look at the block to book challenge for that, because there are lots and lots of ways in there that you could book, get clients to book discovery calls that you can tailor to being authentic to you. And absolutely, you're more than welcome to kind of pop me a message and I can work through that with you. But I think the key thing to remember is, are you actually offering discovery calls regularly? Is it something that you're offering with confidence, that you're saying to people, hey, book a discovery call with me so you can find out how you can change your mindset and therefore change XYZ in your life or business? Or is it that you are hesitant around offering discovery calls because you perceive that other people would think, oh, it's a bit sleazy or salesy? And if so, then that's a different kind of issue altogether. So I think, probably the best thing for this sort of question is, let's get specific on it. If you want to get clients on board for discovery calls, take a look at the block to book challenge. Just search block to booked in the search bar at the top right hand corner, and that gave lots of ways that you can get clients on board. I know that Neve booked 10 discovery calls from that. I know that Lorraine booked quite a few discovery calls and clients from that, and other people, Tanya and people did really well throughout that challenge. So check that out for different ways that you can actually book discovery calls. If it's that you feel sleazy offering discovery calls, think about what you're really offering, and maybe think about promoting the free assessments as your first point of call, so that you can deliver that mass value first and then convert them from the free assessment or strategy session into the discovery call. Okay? Awesome. I hope that's helpful. Lizette, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you came on live. That makes me so happy. It makes me so happy when people turn up live and I'm not just here talking to myself. Okay, good. Awesome. If there are no more questions, I'm going to go and eat my Mars bar ice cream. If there are more questions, pop them in the comments. I will be checking in this afternoon anyway. If you have any questions about marketing, visibility, promotion, sales strategy, anything like that, always feel free to kind of message me or tag me in the group. Beth. I thought you started at 5 a.m. It looks like it's really 4. Do you know what? If it's difficult to do the 4 a.m. because I don't want anybody to be getting up at 4 a.m. to listen to me talk, then I can always move it to 5. So it's not a problem. Jane, thank you. It's if asking for discovery calls seems sleep. Check out Lockbooked. Awesome, thank you. You're so welcome. Like seriously, asking for a discovery call. Remember, I think this is the key thing. You are not asking. You are offering, and offering things. And offering things from a place of authenticity, integrity, where you know that it will really genuinely benefit and help other people, that's never going to be sleazy. Okay, so I think it's coming to terms with the fact that it's not sleazy, it's genuinely helping, and that you're not doing it like a sleazy car salesman. But we'll certainly be doing more trainings on that anyway. Yay! All right then, my lovelies, I'm gonna shoot off and take some more painkillers. I think, eat some more ice cream. But if there are more questions, pop them in the thread, pop them in the group, tag me in them, let me know what you're thinking, and then I can make sure that I'm kind of tailoring the trainings in here that are going to be most useful to you guys. All right then, I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.